Trigeminal neuralgia. As you can see in the picture, it's a truly agonizing condition in which the patient usually clutches the hand over the face and experiences severe lancinating pain associated with the spasmodic contractions of the facial muscles during the attacks. That means the patient will have a typical clutching of the hand over the face. It's a very severe and lancinating pain. The other names of this condition are, the first is the tic doulorex. The second is the Fothergill's disease. Fothergill's disease is named after the person who has invented or discovered it. Tic doulorex means a painful jerking. That is, there is a spasmodic contractions of the facial muscles. Coming to the definition of trigeminal neuralgia, it is defined as a sudden, usually a unilateral, severe, brief, stabbing, lancinating, paroxysmal recurring pain in the distribution of one or more branches of the fifth cranial nerve or the trigeminal nerve. I repeat, it's a unilateral, severe, brief and stabbing, lancinating type of a pain. In spite of the condition being known since ages or since centuries, it still continues to baffle the clinician and its pathogenesis remains as an enigma to the medical profession. The etiology and pathogenesis, the cause of the disease process is exactly an unknown thing yet, but then there are three factors which are mainly associated with the disease. First is the vascular factor, the second is the mechanical factor, the third is the anomaly of the superior cerebellar artery. The vascular factors would include a transient ischemia, and autoimmune hypersensitivity responses can lead to a demyelination of the nerve causing the neuralgic type of pain or trigeminal neuralgia. The mechanical factors would include the pressure of any aneurysm of the intrapetrous portion of the internal carotid artery that may erode through the floor and give or exert a pulsatile irritation on the trigeminal ganglion that also can cause trigeminal neuralgia. Anomaly of superior cerebellar artery, that is it is in very close association or lies in contact with the trigeminal nerve. So any irritation or any tumor in this artery can also lead to trigeminal neuralgia. The etiological factors would include other things also, like the dental etiology, wherein any differentiation from loss of teeth and degeneration of the nerve, infections, Ratner's jawbone cavities or multiple sclerosis, post-traumatic neuralgia, or any trauma to the branches of the nerve also can cause trigeminal neuralgia. The general characteristics of the disease would include, it's a rare affliction and it is seen about 4 in 1 lakh persons. The age of incidence is around late middle age or later in life, that is around 5th or 6th decades, with female predisposition. Around 58% of the females who are in a middle age, that is around 5th decade, can be affected with the disease. Then the predilection for the right side is noted. It is around 60%. V3 is more commonly involved. That is, mandibular division is more commonly involved than the maxillary division. V1 or ophthalmic division is the rarest. Which is around 5%. Coming to the clinical characteristics, trigeminal neuralgic pain typically arises in the patient who have no neurological deficits such as corneal reflexes, anesthesia, paresthesia, muscular atrophy. They usually do not have any other neurological deficits. Or I should say, an abnormal neurological deficits are not seen in such persons. It's a characteristic feature of this disease. It's a sudden, unilateral, intermittent, sharp, shooting type of pain. And it can be elicited by even the slightest touch of the trigger zones or the trigger points also. The trigger zones would include, as you can see in the picture, central portion of the face, around the nose and mouth, lip, upper lip and lower lip. Pain is usually confined to one part of one division of the trigeminal nerve, either mandibular or maxillary. Pain rarely crosses the midline. This is again a characteristic feature. It rarely crosses the midline and it's of short duration and lasts for only few seconds. During an attack, the patient grimaces with pain and clutches his hands over the affected side of the face, stopping all the activities, and holds or rubs his face. It's again a characteristic feature. He grimaces with pain and holds that affected side with the hand. In male patients, they avoid even shaving also. In extreme cases, usually the patient will have a motionless face, which is typically called as a frozen or a mask-like face. Presence of an intraoral or an extraoral trigger points provocable by obvious stimuli is seen in the trigeminal neuralgia. The attacks do not occur during the sleep. This is again a characteristic feature. The attacks usually do not occur during the sleep. Coming to the diagnosis of the trigeminal neuralgia usually rests on the clinician's ability to recognize the disease. It is done by White and Sweet criteria, which has got 5 points. That is, pain is paroxysmal. The pain may be triggered by trigger zones. Pain is confined to the trigeminal distribution only, and it is usually a sensory or unilateral, and clinical sensory examination is normal. Protocol for diagnostic local anesthetic blocks. We try to inject a local anesthetic block so that we can differentiate where exactly the pain is. Always we have to begin the injections local anesthetic at the surface site of the pain, and you will start from the peripheral. Inject around 0.5 cc or 0.5 ml of lignocaine without adrenaline and wait for some time. If the pain persists, inject little deeper. Start from the peripheral and go to the center. Coming to the management, usually the treatment modalities would include, as seen in the picture, the medical and the surgical part. The medical would include a drug therapy. First is the first line of drug for this is carbamazepine. Carbamazepine 100 mg it is started. Later 400 to 800 mg is given. The other drugs would include lamotrigine, gabapentin, baclofen, phenytoin, valproic acid, etc. All of these will have different types of actions. Coming to the surgical management basically aims at interruption of the pain pathway between the central and the peripheral. First is the peripheral nerve injections. We try to give a long-acting anesthetic agents without adrenaline, such as bupivacaine, or with or without corticosteroids can be given, as seen in the picture, or alcohol injections. Peripheral branches of the trigeminal nerve can be blocked by giving an intraoral injection of absolute alcohol, or we can also give a ganglionic injections into the Gasserian ganglion. Peripheral neurectomy or nerve avulsion. This is the oldest and most effective technique. Here we identify the peripheral nerve like inferior alveolar or intraorbital or supraorbital or ophthalmic division, whichever is affected. We try to avulse that, or we try to remove that part of the peripheral nerve so that the patient will not have any pain. The other modalities would include a cryotherapy or a cryoneurolysis, wherein the direct application of cold, we usually apply a cold around minus 60 degrees, are known to produce a Wallerian degeneration without destroying a nerve sheath itself. So this is another way of doing it, cryotherapy or cryoneurolysis. The next one is the peripheral radiofrequency neurolysis or thermocoagulation, wherein they have reported a surgical management of trigeminal pain will be reduced by introducing a radio frequency electrode that has the capacity to definitely destroy the pain fibers that produce the pain. The other modality is that removing or resection of the trigeminal root within the area where at the trigeminal root. The other surgical interventions would include the following. That is, we have tracheotomies, also the thalassotomy, ganglionic blocks, peripheral neurectomy, neurolysis, medullary tracheotomy, etc. can also be done, as you can see in the picture. The recent advances would include acupuncture, wherein usually the pressure is basically given at the, they try to prick and they deviate the pain. The others would include a TENS. The most recent advance is the gamma knife radiation beams, which targets the trigeminal nerve root before it enters the brain. This is called as a gamma knife radiation. Coming to the summary, this is definitely a painful disorder which is characterized by a sporadic, sudden and onset of the pain. It's really a, it's a very agonizing condition wherein the patient may clutch the hand over the face and they express a severe lancinating type of pain. Compression and any ischemic changes or any ischemic damage of the fifth cranial nerve causes it. Treatment would usually start from a medical management. We would try to do a medical management first. If this is not working, a medical management is not working, then we start doing a peripheral neurectomies or then a peripheral ganglionic injections to more recent advances or options like gamma knife radiation, etc. Coming to the frequently asked questions in this topic, it is usually the etiopathogenesis, the clinical features, diagnosis and treatment options of trigeminal neuralgia. It's the most commonly asked question.